Hi guys, y'all know I don't do unboxings, but this particular one I'm going to do because this particular unit really has caught my eye. Now I do own the DJI Pocket 2 and rumors of a Pocket 3 coming out just has not come out to fruition. And I mean, they've been talking about this thing for months and months and months and months, and I ain't waiting anymore. And then I saw the Feiyu Pocket 3, and what caught my eye was the removable magnetic base 3-axis gimbal camera. Now that really caught my eye. So what I'm going to do right now, guys, is unpack this, and we're going to see what's all in here. It comes in two boxes, as you can see here. First one we're going to do is the actual 3-axis gimbal camera. Okay guys, so let's take a look and see what's in this box here. Now this is the 3-axis gimbal camera. Got the little plastic thing on it here. Let me take that off. Okay, looking at the makeup of it, this looks like to be metal. This is some plastic. So it's a combination of metal and plastic, guys. Alright, so one of the things I want to do is take off this magnetic mount right here, and it also is a combination slide mount, as you can see. And that sets it up. Here's the magnetic mount. It has a 1/4 mount plate here, so you can mount it on like a tripod or something like that. And this is also magnetic, guys. This is really cool. That's what's caught my eye about this thing. As you can see right here. Alright, you get your USB-C charging cord. A couple of Velcro wrist straps, and I understand that this mount also does wrist strap through here. And that's, you can run it and make this a wrist strap or helmet strap or whatever you want to do. Kind of cool. Now this is this item here is the gimbal cover or protective cover. Hi guys, I got the had to look at the instructions on how to put the gimbal cover on. Basically you just hold it firmly like this and pull it off. Put it on, same thing, hold it firmly, and there you go. And that keeps it all locked down and protected. Next is some general paperwork, the actual operations manual right here, and a pocket case. Now I'm not too hip about the pocket case. I'll be putting this into a zippered hard case, but hey, it works. So that's what comes in box 1. Set this off to the side. Now let's open up box 2. And box 2 is the remote handle. Same thing here, your instruction booklet, and then the remote handle itself is right here. And in here, another USB-C charging port, a storage bag, and wrist lanyard. Hey guys, that's the unboxing. Like I said, normally I don't do unboxings, but this one has really intrigued me. We're going to be doing a lot of testing on this thing. We're going to mount it on the e-bikes. We'll be mounting it on the car hood. We're going to be testing the joystick and all the operations of the hand remote. And the way I understand this thing is you can detach this camera while it's Bluetooth connected to this and set this somewhere and still operate the camera remotely from somewhere else. Now I don't know what the distance is, but we will be finding stuff like that out. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing all charged up, put a card in it, and then we'll be back in a bit. I believe it's 4K, so anyway, let's get going and see. I'm real curious to see if this jellos like the DJI Pocket 2 does. Okay, and it's supposed to have some pretty nifty stabilization in here, but I don't know. But right now, I'm just using the small separated camera from the handheld portion and mounted on the slide and then mounted onto a bike mount, and to see how it actually does. I found out that the audio is really substandard. There's no question about that, doing a couple tests and stuff like that. But I'm thinking it's pretty cool. You know, I'm not really sure yet. This is the first test of the actual footage that I'm doing, and I'm riding in towards the sun, which is not cool. But I'm real curious to see. Now, I got to learn the functions, and I am using the app for this instead of the remote, or handheld as they call it, handheld remote. But I'm real curious to see how this camera does. I'm hoping I don't get any jello, because I am bouncing around a lot. It is pretty responsive. Can't find face tracking on it. I'm going to learn how to do that, but it seems to be pretty cool. And when you're using the app, you lose some of that stuff. I want face tracking on, but I don't know how to turn it on with the application. Let me go here, nothing there. All right, here we go. Now I noticed that the mount is a little sloppy up there. It's not real tight fit. So I don't know what the vibration from the bike and the bouncing from the bike is going to do. We'll find that out here later. But I'm real curious to see how it fares out. So what we're going to do is continue our ride, guys, and we'll pop back in later on. So we'll be back in a bit. Hi guys, we are recording, and we're down at my park where I do the stuff now. We're testing out the magnet on this, but apparently there's so much paint on this it won't show through. It just barely sticks. So I'm going to check the magnetic strength of this thing a little bit later. So anyway, we're going to continue our ride, and we'll be back in a bit. Hi guys, what I'm doing now is using a face tracking system on the application. You can do this with the handheld remote by itself, but right now I'm using the app today. But what it does is it tracks you, and it's doing actually a pretty good job. I'm watching the tracking. Okay. For some reason it lost it, so it's a, I don't know if it's a distance thing or what the heck. Oh, I didn't know it did that. Oh, cool. But again, I'm learning this thing as we go. Again, it's on a magnetic pole, and I've got it in object tracking right now. You can put it in face tracking or object tracking. You can use the app or the remote. The remote constitutes a little bit more effort. You have to get into the menu a little bit to get into face tracking and get it preset. But once it's preset, you're good to go. But again, this is mounted on a metal beam like this, and it's really solid. So I think that part of it, and one of the big reasons I bought it was for this reason. I think it's going to work out good. So we'll be back in a bit. All right, here's the setup right here, guys. This is the setup I've got on the bike, and it's working out pretty cool, pretty solid. I got a little bit of wobble right here, and that's for that mount, but hopefully it doesn't show up in the video when you're riding. But hey, we're going to find out and check it out, so we'll be back in a bit. Hello, and welcome to On the Patio with Mr. D. Hey, today we're out at Lake Apopka Wildlife Drive, and we're doing a vehicle test of the Feiyu Pocket 3, and I'm actually putting it up against the DJI Pocket 2. Now, the Pocket 2 is on this side, and the Pocket 3 is over here. Now, one of the great things is I can use the magnetic mount to put the Feiyu on and separate the head like this, and I can still operate the camera, do everything that I want to do, and it's magnetic, so it's sticking to the hood, so I don't have to use a suction cup mount or anything like that, which is what I'm doing on the Pocket 2 from DJI. That's what's happening there. We're going to do a comparison of image quality, audio quality, all that kind of stuff like that. With these two cameras. Again, that's the DJI Pocket 2 and the Feiyu Pocket 3. So hey, without further ado, let's get out and have some fun. Guys, what I did was put the Feiyu Pocket 3 using the magnet supplied for the head, and separated it from the handle and put it on the hood of my car. And then also I used a suction cup system for the DJI Pocket 2 for the comparison side by side. What you're seeing here is the video quality of both, and you'll see below here which camera is which, and then you decide which one is better. One of the things I did find out is when you're mounting the Pocket 3 from Feiyu onto a side thing or a pole or anything like that, you can't get it to level out to get a straight shot. Now, I tried FPV, that didn't work. I have still not figured this out, but I'm going to keep working on it. There's got to be a way. You want to do a side shot like from a metal pole or something like that, and you want it to be able to get the straight 16:9 shot straight on, and I'm unable to accomplish that right now, and I don't know why. So I'm going to kind of try to figure that out here in a few minutes, and then we'll get back with you and see if this works or it doesn't work, or if that's a problem with that particular camera. So hey, we'll be back in a bit. All right, what I've got it in now is standard follow mode, and you can see I'm holding the unit right here. Now, jury's kind of out on this follow mode. Well, the different follow modes that they have, and I'm going to try again and see if I can get this thing to operate correctly. All right, guys, I did figure it out. You put it into pan follow mode, and that's the one you want, and that's what I'm lifting it up and down, as you can see here, and the camera is staying straight ahead, and that's what I wanted it to do. So it's the pan follow mode. So we're gonna do a little walkabout here and see how this thing does. Now, the other camera that you're looking at from my chest is the Insta360 Go 2. And you can kind of look at the image comparison there also. All right, I am shooting on the Pocket 3 at 4K at 30 frames a second. But I had to figure out the pan follow, and I still haven't figured it out. Okay. Okay, that won't work. One of the things I'm trying to figure out is if I put this on a metal pole, which I'm going to do up here, do a little test and see if I can get this to do what I want it to do. This is metal, yep. I'm going to take it off the handheld. All right, it works. Okay. The problem I had, and it was in the follow mode that I had, is I couldn't get it to set right like this. It would wander off. So one of the things I thought was a problem is not a problem. It's just you have to be in pan follow mode for this thing to work the way you want it to work. And you can see here, I can set this up. It is on a pole up here, as you can see. So that part worked. So let's continue on. So that worked. So I can sit over here. So one of the features of this camera, guys, is I can operate this thing remotely, as you can see. Up, down, and I'm all the way away from the camera itself. And what I did is double clicked on the mode M button, and that recenters the camera. And as you can see out here, it's getting the shot. So it's kind of pretty cool. Anyway, we're going to continue our comparison. And so far, it's operating the way I want it to operate. So we'll be back in a bit. Hi guys, we're going to wrap it up for this review of the Feiyu Pocket 3. It actually turned out to be a pretty good camera. You have a learning curve to get the right pans and follows and all that kind of stuff. But the detachable head is the big selling point here. When you can detach the camera and then operate remotely with the handheld unit, that's pretty cool. Now, the key thing I found out here to get it to operate correctly in those particular things, you got to have it in pan follow mode. If you go FPV or standard follow, it won't set up right on a pole or some kind of magnetic device where you want the camera to be right here. It'll sit like this. But if you have it in pan follow mode, everything falls into place. I'm going to be looking at the video quality against the DJI Pocket 2, which we shot earlier today, and also the Insta360 Go, which is right here. And I want to be looking at the image quality of all three of these units to see how the Feiyu falls into line. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you on the next one.